This is part 3 of the creatures, beings, and monsters of H.P. Lovecraft's universe. If you haven't seen parts 1 and 2, I recommend checking them out. Number 18. Gug. Gugs are large, black-furred beasts with fanged jaws that open vertically. Their 2 eyes protrude on either side of their heads, and their limbs fork at the elbows, giving them 4 forearms. They are worshippers of the Great Ones, the Earth Gods, who reside on Kadath. Gugs are estimated to grow to about 18 feet tall and weigh nearly 2,000 pounds. Number 19. Serpent people. Serpent people are a non-human species who, while possessing slightly humanoid limbs, closely resemble snakes. In the mythos tales of various authors, they ruled the earth before humanity, before coming into conflict with prehistoric humans. They inhabited the Shugon in the Mesozoic, but after their destruction, around 65 million BC, they moved first to ancient Volusia, the Thurian continent, and then, in small groups, expanded throughout the world. However, they suffered several defeats when confronting humanity. Both the goat spawn and the Shoggoths became their slaves. They possessed an advanced culture of science and sorcery, and were able to imitate any humanoid life form at will, an ability they used to infiltrate human socio-political systems and thus gain power. Number 20. Dragon King. The Dragon Kings are descendants of the old god Set. They are a race fathered by his son Sligeth, born 1,000,000 years ago, along with the race known as the Serpent People. 500,000 years ago, in the time of ancient Hyperborea, the Dragon Kings ruled the earth, including the continent of Lemuria. This was the age of dragons, when reptilian kings and necromancers ruled the land, studying dark magic and building monolithic cities of black stone. They were masters of science and technology, like no other on earth. They worshipped the lords of chaos, including Yao-Thamungazoth. Number 21. Dweller in the depths. From an elliptical body extended 8 arm-like appendages ending in something resembling a fin, although 2 of them were more like writhing tentacles. The entity has no head, but rather a thick nodule from which a spongy organ sprouted. Beneath the spongy organ, a slitted mouth can be seen, where rows of smaller tentacles served as teeth. The skin is transparent. They are said to be associated with entities such as Great Cthulhu, Dagon, Mother Hydra, and the cursed Star Spawn. These creatures appear to be amphibious, and some suggest they are a larger, more powerful, and more advanced strain of the Deep Ones. They also inhabit places beneath the ocean, such as certain large freshwater lakes, and can also be found in Deep Ones cities. Occasionally, individuals emerge to the surface and walk the land, wreaking havoc in their wake. The cult of Cthulhu holds them in great esteem and reverence. Their rubbery, semi-gelatinous flesh grants them immunity to most physical damage, and upon death, an inhabitant's body rapidly decomposes, leaving nothing but a foul-smelling stain. Number 22. Child of the Sphinx. The Child of the Sphinx are a race of monstrous humanoids residing in Egypt and the surrounding deserts. They come in various forms, including human-animal combinations with animal heads on human bodies. In Imprisoned with the Pharaohs, it is suggested that they are the result of constructing mummies from human and animal parts. They worship the Sphinx deep within the earth, presided over by Khafra and Nitocris. Number 23. Vormi. The Vormi considered themselves the chosen minions of Tsathoggua and his direct descendants. The Vormi are described as 3-toed, ochre-colored, hair-covered humanoids, though they are carefully differentiated from their traditional enemies, the more disheveled but superficially similar Nofkes, who worship the Great Old One Ran-Tagoth. Both are further differentiated from true humans. The Vormi communicate through dog-like howls. They reside on the continent of Hyperborea, which in the future will be known as Mu-Thulan. The Vormi inhabit cave systems beneath the extinct 4-cone volcano that bears their name, Mount Vor-Mithadreth, the highest peak in the Iglophian Mountains. Their ancestors, according to Carter's narrative, were originally slaves of the Serpent People, who escaped after the latter's continent sank into the sea. They are shamanic and apparently began living underground to imitate their deity, Tsathoggua. The vori established a thriving culture on the surface of Hyperborea before the arrival of humans. They established citadels on the island of Ta-Shan and expanded the arcane knowledge of the Pennacotic scrolls. Their civilization eventually faded. Due to constant warfare with their arch-enemies, their numbers dwindled until the remnants retreated to the higher slopes of the Iglothian Mountains. Number 24. Jinn. The jinn are a race of other dimensional beings who were brought to Earth by Taranushi, an outer god. For a time, they treated Earth as a playground, tormenting humans. After the death of the sorcerer who summoned Taranushi, they found themselves trapped on Earth, unable to return home. Enraged, they rebelled against Taranushi, and although their attacks were repelled, he was unable to re-establish his control over them. Like Taranushi, the jinn appear as insubstantial beings, as if made of smoke. No two genies are alike, and the race is composed of several subspecies, including the Marid, the Ifrit, the Dalham, the Sola, the Hofaf, and the Ghoul. Like their former master, they sometimes take on human forms. Various factions of jinn claimed territory on Earth and settled in the ancient Middle East. During the Roman era, the Marid, the most powerful genies, took over the oases, mountains, and seas of Magna Arabia, the Arabian Peninsula, and Cyrenaica, eastern Libya. The Marid are enormous grayish creatures of great strength and irascible temper. They are susceptible to flattery and can therefore be persuaded to show mercy if they receive enough praise. The Ifrit are the second most powerful type of jinn. Incredibly cunning beings, they took over the underground caverns, where they established a great kingdom and only came to the surface to capture human slaves lured to the ruins. The Dalham appear as handsome middle-aged men riding camels who prowl the deserted islands. They use their powers to sink ships, devouring drowned sailors and sometimes even those who managed to reach the shore. The Sola are the most vengeful of the jinn, considering humans as cattle to be hunted and devoured. When they attack humans, no one survives. The only witnesses have been those who hid well or witnessed the attack from a distance. The winged Hofaf rule the skies of Cyrenaica and Magna Arabia. Although not as vengeful as the Sola, they devastate the people and the land, making them pay for the genie's capture on Earth. The Ghoul are evil jinn who have taken over the night. Although less powerful than the Marid or the Ifrit, many consider these shapeshifters to be more dangerous. Number 25. Tunnelers below. The tunnelers below are a race of worm-like creatures, as long as humans and as thick as their thighs. Along their bodies are numerous pairs of tiny translucent wings that vibrate continuously. They are eyeless creatures, with a circular mouth lined with shark-like teeth. They possess great psionic abilities, especially telepathy, which they use to invade dreams, steal the memories and thoughts of those unwilling to obey, and communicate with spirits. The tunnelers have an insatiable thirst for knowledge of the mythos and are drawn to all its aspects. They are known to congregate under potent sources of psychic power, mystical energy, and places with great alien influence. They possess a network of caves that extends across the planet, even beneath the seafloor. One of their favorite haunts is beneath the sunken city of Rillier, where they gorge themselves on Cthulhu's dreams of death. Tunnelers are not a hostile race unless provoked. When angered or threatened, they lash out with their shark-toothed jaws or burrow beneath the target, creating fragile tunnels to collapse the structure. Number 26. Cho-cho people. The cho-cho people are a group of near-human tribes native to Asia. They are found in Burma, the Andaman Islands, Tibet, and Malaysia. They are genetically derived from humans, but are noticeably smaller, have livid red skin, and other marked physiological differences. Legends point to prehistoric genetic engineering of pre-human ancestors by the great old ones Jar and Loigor. These legends claim that they sprung from the seeds of the twin obscenities. They are feared by other tribes and appear hostile to humanity. They worship beings from the Cthulhu mythos, particularly Han, Ran-Tagoth, Hastur, and their offspring. They appear to be the corpse-eating cult of Leng, mentioned in the Necronomicon. One source suggests that only the warrior caste is bred with short stature. They may be related to the men of Leng in the Dreamlands. The name Cho means destroyer or sorcerer, making the cho-cho people the people of destructive sorcerers. One of their delicacies is bakbon cho, or human ganglion paste, a sauce spread on vegetables and prepared days in advance. As its real name suggests, it's made from crushed human lymph nodes and other common ingredients. Its flavor is reminiscent of creamed artichokes with a spicy aftertaste. Those who eat it dream of cannibalistic orgies. Remember to leave your comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.